I don't like the way I sound when sorry, I just got to turn that tone off a second. A frequency generator. I've got it set to pineal gland restoration. I've just pulled up to get my dinner because I don't get takeaways. I hate getting takeaways. I see it as a waste of money, and I just like my own food, just really. I can make a curry, I can make Chinese, I can make Italian, I can make whatever. Just look in the cupboard and see what I fancy and make it at home myself to my tastes. It's healthier, cheaper, and it takes a burden of a certain sickness from society. But I want to make it clear before you start thinking I'm going to be depressed again, that wicked means wicked. I've always used wicked in the terms of wicked. Wicked being good. And so I've just pulled over to get my takeaway because I'm doing my utmost to get my life back on track, and that starts with me eating at a reasonable hour, as close to 6 o'clock as possible. And where I've got a journey to make today. It's not possible to cook for myself, and I've had the choice. I can either constantly delay me getting my life back on track by delaying a regimentation towards eating around 6 o'clock, sorry, my neck's broken, or succumbing to my hatred for takeaways, and I chose the latter. So I've got an Indian ordered. I kind of fancy it, if I'm honest. You don't get Indians like they make it in the restaurants, and obviously you don't get Chinese food like they make it in restaurants. So it doesn't always come to fruition, but I kind of fancy that takeaway tonight. I normally get takeaways when I don't feel well, because I'm unable to cook for myself. Those are the only times I get takeaways. And you can imagine, you don't feel well, you've got this awkward perception towards takeaways in the first instance. And you'd think, right, yeah, that's the general perception, but when you eat the takeaway, enjoy it. But when I normally eat a takeaway, it's when I'm ill. So it further enhances that hatred for takeaways. It's like there's never an opportunity to really enjoy them, but this will be one of those opportunities. All it is, it was taking a moment to just introduce, to just set the context, as I always do, roll a smoke, find my money, and make my way to the restaurant. But as I turned into the street, I saw something really, really special. As you know, I've got a real hatred for the world and the society and anything that's not nature and spiritual, basically. Grumpy old 30-year-olds. Not enough sex, some would say. Insane, others would say. I'd say brutally honest as a result of agony, but just my honest opinion. But as you know, one of the things that is like an addiction for me, or at least still has imprinted upon me as a big hobby, pastime, taboo interaction with this sickness that I complain about, and that is technology. I love technology. I'm really clued up on it to a certain extent, and I keep tabs on it, try to manage my interaction with it to a certain extent healthily as possible. Can always improve if I really see the need. It's as healthy as it needs to be at the moment. And anyway, I turned into the street and I saw something, and it was like, wow, that's the first time I've really seen something like that. And I'll show you in a minute. That's what I said is wicked. And it reminds me of the future. It reminds me of Minority Report. I just had a glimpse of, well, this is the first one I've seen like this. What happens when they're all like this? And I saw Minority Reports, the film. And that's where we're heading. Minority Report is a sickness. Minority Report is an ill world. They're still arresting for crime. I don't understand. Crime is caused by pain. Pain is caused by the outside. We're all natural beings, man. We're either taught to be conscious, or we're allowed to be dumb and natural, and we experience life and we experience pain. And if we experience pain, it's because of the outside to our natural past. Nobody steals because they're happy, or you're a bit insane if you steal because you're happy, and in that case you've stolen because you're insane, not because you're happy. People steal because they need food. They steal because they have all of this material possessions told to them that it means something in this world, and to a certain extent in this world, that's all that really matters, material possessions. So they're like, fuck it, I'll steal. I'm not going to sit here in pain without nothing, without spiritual information ever being presented to me in my life as the way to be, or me ever having the insight to see that's a way to be non-attachment. Therefore I'm attached, and it's natural, and there's no problem. There is no attachment within the attachment. It's as non-attached to attachment as you can be. Therefore they've done nothing wrong, but yet they would steal a television because they've been told that it's of value. So in this future we're still arresting people, where we have the ability to not shoot each other, no crime. We have all the space in the world, and we can't see that society is the problem to begin with. But anyway, that's a movie. But it's a technological idea of the future. And it was just weird to see this thing and see a movie, like a movie that's been presented to us of a real future, well, of a future for humans, and then to see something real in this world that really points in that direction. You'll see what I mean in a second. This is the most clear sign for a shop I have yet to see. I don't know if it shows on the phone, but that is crystal clear. That is like a Piccadilly Circus, how they've done it up. And this is on just a standard shop front. What is it? A kitchen shop and an estate agent's kitchen shop. Construction shop. And it's fantastic TV. It's like a TV. It's a monitor. You can plug whatever you wanted into that. Full RGB colour, red, green, blue. And it can create realistic images. Probably 256 bit colour actually. It might Well, who knows? No, it's not 256. It's a lot higher. And it reminded me of the scene when Tom Cruise is walking down this public place and got all the billboards and they're like 3D holograms coming out and jumping at you. Advertising, and that's like a massive step from your standard that's really pretty, but that's another dimension, and that's exactly like Minority Reports. Minority Reports is just another dimension from the flat screen TV. I don't think it'll be too hard before our phones are the size of our AirPods, and our phone is basically in our ear and it speaks to us as we're walking down the street, and it is tapping into the advertisement boards, and they deal an advanced light field technology displays, which is basically 3D displays to the eye. And then Bob's your uncle, you've got Minority Reports. That's the first step. That's probably the biggest step, if I'm honest. Phones are heading in that direction anyway. AirPods in your phone, phones in your AirPods, and wireless is 5G connected everywhere. We're going interdimensional satellite internet in the UK anyway. We've purchased a satellite internet company. We went Brexit. We needed our own infrastructure to be sorted and adequate for the future, because we're going to need to carry that advertising bandwidth to pump the economy with more finances and money. And anyway, you see where I'm going with it. But it was beautiful for somebody who appreciates technology nonetheless. It was beautiful to see. And again, it was beautiful to see the vision, and the tobacco yet again is helping my physical body. It's unbelievable.
They're not that far advanced, man. They're like, right, I like this at the moment.
And I'm just looking for the restaurant, which doesn't seem to be here. Or it might have to call them. But what do you appreciate that is as healthy as it can be? Oh, here we go. You really shouldn't, because you're a spiritual person, or you're this type of person, and for whatever reason, that specific thing in your life is bad. Maybe it's sex. Sex is a taboo. Sex is prostituted in society. It's literally prostituted. And or maybe it's something else. Who knows? What is it for you? And what's beautiful about it? And what have you seen in a movie or dreamt of the future? Where that evolves to your mind, to your life, to your past, to your vision of society and the world. And see if it comes to fruition one day. See if it pops up in 10 years, 20 years, when you're not expecting it. And you pick up the phone and make a live stream to whatever Facebook's going to rename themselves. If you're into sex, what pops into mind? I mean, that's what they really should be fucking called. Well, actually, what they really should be fucking called is what comes out the other side. But my video might get taken down as a result.